Yeah, it's Johnny Grube from wildmantraining.com. I often talk about blue collar work and compared to the gym. And I've changed over the years, and I think a lot of people change different methods of training over the years to see what works best for them. One time I was strictly heavy weights, then I was basically, you know, uh, body weight exercises, which were great. And if it wasn't for the gym back in the day, I may not be as strong as I mean, physically and mentally, because it was a different time and there wasn't so many people lifting weights and doing the things that I was doing when we were growing up, and obviously sports. But ever since I was a kid, I was always athletic, and even in grade school, I was always one of the fastest kids, and I was always definitely one of the strongest kids, even before I started lifting weights. Genetically, maybe, I don't know. My dad was strong. I thought because he was strong, I guess it was in my mind that I was going to be strong. And that could be a lot to it. But my training has changed again, and basically the reason being is because all those calisthenics and all those thousands and thousands and thousands of reps, they've taken a toll on my body. I don't believe that you really need to do that many reps unless you're competing for something or for no other. I really don't know unless you're competing for it, I don't even, because if you're playing a sport, or let's say you're a combat athlete, a wrestler or a boxer, you really don't need thousands and thousands of reps to stay in condition. Matter of fact, basically, when I gave up the heavy weights, is because that was also beating my body up, and I could feel it. And everybody I know that didn't give up the heavy weightlifting, they wound up with a lot of surgeries: shoulders, elbows, knee surgeries. And luckily, I did not have to get any of those surgeries, but my body definitely feels it, and it probably also has to do with living a blue collar existence. And as you get older, I'm 52, and as you get older, you start to have a lot more joint pain, even when your diet's clean. And I do notice that when my diet isn't as clean, you will get more joint pain. And that doesn't, I don't care what anybody says. When people have a lot of joint pain, I would recommend that they try to clean up their diet before going to get on any medication, because I don't take medications. Unless they tell me my life is in danger, I won't take them. And I will do whatever I can to find a way to not have to take them, change whatever I have to do. A lot of people aren't like that, obviously. But anyhow, getting back to the training, my strength has never been something that failed me in my life or anything I've ever had to do. But conditioning has failed me. So when I notice that it's more conditioning that fails for me, I'm going to work more heavily on the conditioning. And it seemed to work better for me. I do not have to have a 400-pound bench press. And I'm still, and other than personal goals, other than bench press contest, I don't need it. I don't need to squat 600 pounds. I don't need to squat 300 pounds. I can get a great leg workout just carrying things up hills. We're going for weighted hikes, and which is more natural to how a man, I believe, is supposed to, live. And so I'm going to continue. I've pretty much figured it out that conditioning is going to always be something I'm going to rely heavily on, and it's not going to be pounding heavy conditioning. I prefer to hit the heavy bag, jump some rope, carry things up and down hills, go for weighted hikes. That's basically, and sprinting, that's a tough thing for me to do anymore. I have a knee problem. I've had it since I've been a kid. And so if I don't have to do any sprints and I can get a comparable, workout, then, that's what I'm going to do instead of aggravating any kind of old injuries or anything like that. I mean, there's days I don't feel very well. My joints don't feel good. And it could be mental. Could be just that I'm tired. Could be because, a lot of things. But I'll continue to stay working on the conditioning. I don't do thousands and thousands of reps anymore. Actually, my training has basically, I've been trying different things, trying some off days, doing different things on the off days, not actually training real hard. If I'm physical the one day, I'm definitely not going to be as physical the next day. And then when I go and I test myself, I don't seem to have lost any conditioning. And I've been doing this for about a year now, and my conditioning always stays pretty high. Heart rate's low. For a while it was a little higher, but I think I was going through some things. But it's been pretty low, my resting heart rate. Um, and I'm fine with it. So I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing. I'm continuing to stay strong. I'm not as big as or as muscular or as heavily muscled as I was at one time, and that doesn't really bother me anymore. I just need to be able to be functional. I need to be able to get up and off the ground. I got grandkids. I need to be able to bend over. I need to be able to stay strong, be able to do my outdoor activities, be able to do my job, be able to do it effectively, get up and down on different things without getting hurt. And so far, it's worked for me over the years. I'm never really missing any work. 5 days, I guess 5 days I maybe called out that were unexcused in 32 years. In the last 14 years, I've missed one day in Pennsylvania where I've lived. And like I said, I'm a blue-collar worker, and I still make it to work every day. So obviously something I'm doing is working, whether it's my diet, whether it's my conditioning program. But I will tell you that I do believe that obviously, the diet definitely is first and foremost to keeping you obviously leaner. And the leaner your body is, the less weight you're going to carry, and hopefully the less pressure is going to put on your joints. And whereas I don't believe you have to take so many calories in, but you got to do what works for you. If you're a skinny guy and you want to put on muscle, hey man, go do it. If you're fucking fat and you need to lose the weight, go do it. You got to work on what your goal is. I don't really care if it's not effective to you. Like, if I'm going to be wrestling or anything, I'm not really going to care much about heavyweight lifting. I'm going to condition myself. I would prefer to wrestle as my strength training program. As far as I like to carry the heavy bags around, throw them around. I like to carry up and down hills. Would all be great for grappling. Same with hitting a heavy bag. I like those things. There are things that will build strength. They'll build, muscle tone, muscle conditioning, muscular endurance. So, that's where I'm at. I just want to live a life like a regular person would, a regular man from the past, or somebody that's, hopefully going to live a little bit longer and healthier and still going to be able to do a lot of things when he's older later.